This is April 2020, the 6 top reasons why Amazon sellers get their account shut down. Hey, what is going on, Amazon business owners and very soon to be Amazon business owners? Bob Schneck with you today. Very excited to be here. I wanted to jump on and do a really quick video for you. We've got all sorts of new students that are coming aboard, and I want to kind of give you some advice and some insights and just some basic rules for a beginner in getting your account up and running. Because I've heard some stories about some other people that have been running into kind of some glitches and Amazon not approving their account. So I thought I'd come up with, this is April 2020, the 6 top reasons why Amazon sellers get their account shut down. So let's start with the very first one. And the very first one is having multiple accounts. Right? See, a lot of people think that they can, buck the system and set up an account here and set up another account there and get 2 buy box rotations. And there's all sorts of crazy thought process. And again, there's 2 ways to do things in life, the hard way and the smart way. And I grew up doing it the hard way, beating my head against the wall, right? Making mistakes that cost me lots of money. And kind of the idea of what we do at Allgo and why I'm doing these videos is to show you a smarter way to do it. I tried in the past setting up multiple accounts, and I found out the hard way that it's not allowed. Amazon only allows you to have 1 account, right? So going in there and thinking you can set it up by getting a different email address and by having a different home address or a different phone number, you know what? You're going to get caught, right? There's always ways to work hard and work smart. Now, you want multiple rotations in the buy box? I'll teach you how to do it without breaking the rules, okay? So remember, 1 account is all you can have. All right, number 2 that I see quite often is with bad sellers, or suppliers, I should say. Bad sellers find bad suppliers. And basically what I mean is our business model at Allgo is we go out there and we find authorized suppliers. Right? People that have the authority from the manufacturer or the brand owner to resell those items. So when I go out, and I've shown you some of my Disney stuff, I have a supplier that I work with that has been given the authority from the supplier, from the manufacturer, in this case Disney, to actually purchase those products in bulk and then resell them to third-party sellers like myself, and therefore passing on that authority. And a lot of people go out there and they just find any old supplier, and they don't have the documentation, and they don't know if they can really sell those items. And then you run into fraud, you run into counterfeit, you run into all sorts of craziness going on. So one of the things you want to do is you want to make sure when you start working with a supplier that they truly do have the authority, that they can prove it to you, that they have letters of documentation, that they can give you letters of authority, all that kind of information. And I know I'm kind of going over this fast, but I'm just kind of giving you the 40,000 foot view. If you want to learn more about this, we've got all sorts of great videos inside our Allgo Mastery course, and I can show you how to access that as well. Number 2, bad IP addresses. Okay, now this is actually really important. See, what some people think and don't really realize is, well, if I set up an account with this computer right here, and then I go set up an account with this computer right here, it's 2 separate accounts, Amazon's not going to know. No, they will know, right? They're able to track what's called the IP address. And when you start pulling up accounts that have the same IP address, that raises a red flag to Amazon. And where I actually see more people get in trouble with this, believe it or not, is like when they go down to Starbucks or something and they use the public Wi-Fi to log on to their Amazon account. Well, if somebody else is in that Starbucks, likelihood, right, and they're logging on to their Amazon account from the same IP address, then what happens is it gets connected to you. And if they've had accounts shut down, if they've been in trouble before, then that kind of gets transferred over to you. So one of the recommendations that I use, and I tell all of my students and my kids and everything, that what you want to do is when you're going someplace and you're not on your home network, well, then use your phone hotspot, right? Or get a Wi-Fi or MiFi card. But you don't want to be sharing that public domain IP address with other people that could get you in trouble. That's another big one. Another reason for accounts being shut down, suspended, or not being approved is bad documentation, or not matching. You know, if you're going to use your driver's license, if you're going to use your social security card, if you're going to use your passport, Amazon asks for all of that documentation, and it has to be real. And it has to match perfectly. Otherwise, again, it throws up a red flag and it can get you in trouble. Now, I do have some videos that kind of detail exactly how to get those accounts set up, how to get your business licenses and all that kind of thing. But again, when you're using and doing anything with your account with Amazon, you have to make sure you're using valid documentation. And anything that, any kind of reason you give them, they can red flag it and they can suspend your account either temporarily or permanently. Okay. Now, one of the other things, and this is actually a glitch on the side of Amazon, when you set up your account, they're now allowing you to register for international accounts, right? You can get several accounts for free. The offer changes all the time. But what's happening right now, believe it or not, and here's my recommendation. If you're not planning on actively and aggressively selling, you know, over in Australia or Europe or something like that, just do the North American market, right? Because what's happening is when you set up an account in another country like that, Amazon flags that as a second account rather than part of your same account. Then all of a sudden you now have two accounts, and that's a no-no with Amazon. So you got to be careful. Now, with all that said, you know, even the most perfect of individuals are going to run into problems at times, right? Where Amazon's going to say, hey, we're going to suspend your account temporarily until you can validate or verify, you know, what's going on. Same thing kind of happens when we're trying to get ungated and brand approval, right? We have to submit documentation. Well, my advice on this one is when you file an appeal or when you file a question of why did my account get suspended, you know, I want to open it up, you've got to make sure that you do it right the first time. Okay, it's really important that you have all the true validations, all the true documents. And one of the things that we do for our students is we help walk them through that process of the appeal. And we've got a great deal of experience in helping to get that approval back from Amazon so you can get yourself opened up. So again, this is kind of a weird little video, but it's information that's actually important. It's information that will help you run a more long-term successful Amazon business. And if you got any questions for us in the chat box down below, go ahead and write your questions. Happy to answer them for you. If you like this, if you got any good little insights out of this one, hit the like button. Okay, let me know that you liked it. If you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, do it now. Right? Hit the little blue button right there. Get yourself subscribed. That way I can notify you whenever I put out. This is all free content, free information, and it's to help you build better, stronger, long-lasting, sustainable Amazon businesses. And I would love to show you how to do that. If you've liked these videos and you want to know more about our business model at Allgo, and I'll tell you right now, we haven't reinvented the wheel. It's time tested, it's proven, it's used by the largest retailers in the world today. It's used by Walmart and Target and Best Buy and Costco. So what we do is I just simply show you how to take a proven business model and implement it onto Amazon. So if you'd like to learn how to do that, I'm going to give you some heads up. I am doing a live webinar, absolutely free. Okay, now I did say live and I did say free. Okay, so it's free to attend. All you got to do is hit the button down below and subscribe. All right, and then clear your calendar to make sure you're there. And then bring your questions, because like I said, I am live and in person, and it's one of my favorite things I get to do. And I sit around and I hang around and I answer every question you can have about building effective, successful Amazon businesses. So all you got to do is hit that button down below, get yourself registered, subscribe, like the video, let me know what you think. And you know what? I cannot wait to meet you. And I want you to know you absolutely can do this business and be successful. We'll talk to you soon.